Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Kruessmann. I'm the academic director of the new master program in international compliance and business ethics that we will be launching this September here at High School of Jurisprudence. I'd like to say a few words about this program from, let's say, an international comparative perspective because it's quite important. This program will be the first time that there is a chance in Russia to obtain a systematic, scientifically founded background on compliance. But compliance is not just an academic subject like any other. You probably know that it is currently changing the corporate landscape. I mean, I think I could say this without exaggerating. There's a wave of compliance legislation and compliance practice being discussed, and what is more important and not quite so perceived in Russia, this is more than what you say call законопослушность, following the laws. It is about adopting a risk management, corporate governance framework, very often called CRG, where companies basically holistically change the way they operate internally. Now, the reason for doing this is manifold. The reasons are manifold. There are some external drivers, there are also internal drivers. I think it is becoming increasingly clear to shareholders of many large Russian companies that companies need to be delivering value, that they have a responsibility, that they need to be accountable. Business ethics and compliance is not just what you present on the market, like your CSR, your corporate social responsibility phase, but it is really about the internal processes that you adopt in order to be able to reliably produce value. And that's the most important for shareholders. It's also very important for regulators. In Russia at this time, compliance is mostly understood as anti-corruption compliance, which is due to the legislation here in Russia. But generally, compliance is much broader. And it is driven not only by, let's say, enlightened business practices and pressures, it is also driven by liability. This liability is still not really kind of visible in the domestic context, but it is very clear as criminal liability and also financial, administrative, civil liability when it comes to external regulators. You probably all heard about the famous Foreign Corrupt Practices Act of the United States. The FCPA has had a very dramatic impact on some Russian companies, just to name Wimpelkom as the national subsidiary of Vion, and also MTS, which have both been investigated by the US American Department of Justice. Both have been fined enormous sums of money. Both have agreed to be placed under some corporate monitorship. Likewise, European countries like France and Britain are also adopting legislation that works extraterritorially and that basically affects companies that have a connection to French or English, mostly stock markets, and creates a potential of liability. So this liability issue is there, but I think more important than just having the fear of being punished is that this is a global standard that is emerging, that is revolutionizing the way we teach business, and it is clearly at the intersection of law, of governance, of business management. So High School of Jurisprudence is particularly well positioned to cover these different aspects. I think looking at this program and seeing it unfold, it will offer an exciting opportunity for mid-career professionals in Russia to get an international understanding of what the requirements are, how they're changing, what the dynamics are. Here at Higher School of Jurisprudence, we will offer a very strong exposure to international influences, also to practitioners. Practitioners will be teaching. We will be very much driven by concrete cases. So it's all the kinds of things that make you tick as a professional and that you need in your professional practice. It will be an exciting opportunity to enhance your professional knowledge, and most importantly also to connect to the compliance community, the community of professionals that already exists, that is expanding, and that will give you an additional assurance that when you have to argue your point in your own company, you know that you're really not just preaching some academic knowledge, but that this is really a reality that is taking place in a large number of companies around the world. So this is why we think this is an exciting opportunity. It's going to be great to say in almost Trumpish terms. And I look very much forward to having you look into the program, talk to us, ask questions, investigate, and come back to us anytime. Contact me or Dmitry Levonovich Kuznetsov, who is the director of the Higher School of Jurisprudence, for any questions you might have. Thank you very much.